Hey guys, it's Monday. Starting out our week right. I was able to get up with Brittany earlier and get her new immersion blender and hug her neck, get my sassy hugs in. So I'm just going to hang out here for a few minutes and wait on you guys to show up. While I'm waiting, I'll tell you about my day. It was a good day. I got lots done today. I'm not sure why my live is showing up funny. There it is. Sharing it to the group. Just waiting on everybody to show up so we can get started. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey Becky, how are you doing this evening? Did you have a good Monday? I'm trying to get this shared across because last night we had people. Hey Miranda, girl, I hadn't seen you since I worked with you in Habersham. And that has been a blue moon ago. Alrighty, I think I have it shared everywhere. Hey Ruth, how are you doing? Hey Cindy. I don't think all my things are showing up. It's been a good Monday for me too. Hey Lacey. So my day, first of all, I drank my entire BPC before I ever got to work this morning. I guess I was just ready to get going. I was freezing is what I was doing. I was cold. And I drank my whole coffee before I got to work. And so hey Jennifer, I was just on all cylinders when I got to work this morning and had a good day at work. Enjoyed the day, enjoyed my little ones and that kind of thing. And then this evening, as soon as I got off work, I went and met Brittany and got to give her immersion blender and hug her neck, and we talked for a minute, caught up. I had seen her once before in the grocery store. Hey Dawn. And so we just caught up and talked for a minute before I left, and I told her, I said, I'm going to wait till 7:30 because she said that it was going to be a little bit before she could get home, and she may not make it on the live tonight because it's been a busy night for her, but here I am. So because it was such a good day at work today, I was able to do some research and stuff while my patient was sleeping this afternoon while they were taking their nap. And I saw on Facebook, and I'm just almost ashamed to say that Jillian Michaels showed up in my timeline. But y'all, I did used to follow Jillian Michaels. And so this post shows up on my timeline, and it says, so if you haven't heard, let's see, how exactly did she put it? She says, so in case you missed it, I'm not pro-keto, here's why. And then she had a link to her webpage where she had done a blog post. And I saw that there was over 300 comments there. I didn't look at the comments at the time. I thought, no, I'm going to read this and see what she's got to say. Well, y'all, what's funny about the whole blog that she posted was that the first part of it, in the first paragraph, she says that the keto diet is downright dangerous, which is just bull. We all know that. But then she goes on to talk about the potential upsides. Hi, Ed Casey Hollifield. Not sure who I'm speaking to, but welcome to the live. Glad to have you here. And so she talks about these potential upsides, and she's talking about how, and these are quotes, y'all, it dramatically lowers insulin levels and improves insulin sensitivity. Yep, sure does. Oh, both. Yay. 2 for 1. And yes, that's correct. It does. It dramatically lowers insulin levels and improves insulin sensitivity. That is not dangerous. The next thing she says, in quotes, blood sugar is extremely low and there's nothing exciting your pancreas to release insulin to usher blood sugar into your cells. Okay, blood sugar is lower than normal because we're not eating carbohydrates or these sugars or donuts and such as that. And so no, we purposely try to avoid the insulin response because that continues your fat burning. That keeps your fat burning fire stoked and keeps all that goodness going. Well, that's what I said, Jennifer. You know, she points out the good stuff first. Now, in that first paragraph, hi, Mike. In that first paragraph, she pops off with how it's downright dangerous. But then she goes on to say these things. Okay, and then this is the one I really love. Quote, ketones have a neuroprotective component where they can inhibit something called amyloids, which are a type of plaque that can build up, in this case, in the brain. Hey, Bobby. Yep. Keto does that. Y'all, excuse me. I'm already drinking tea. I fixed me a great big old hot tea tonight because I have run all day and I'm dry. I've drank 8 bottles of water today, but I'm just dry. So I'm already drinking hot tea. The thing is that I doubt she even knows what amyloids really are. She Googled that. Why didn't she Google the ketogenic way of life and find out what it really is? If she can tell you that these are benefits, that's wonderful. But then she turns right around and she says, quote, ketosis is considered a medical state of emergency. Wrong. Wrong. It is not considered a emergent state of, or a medical state of emergency. Ketoacidosis is considered a medical emergency. That's 2 completely different things. Ketosis is a metabolic state. I think that must be my Hannah. Hello? Hello. Okay. Hannah just got home, which means I don't have to go out and get her after a while. Woo! Yay! Then she touts the benefits of alcohol in moderation. Well, red wine, especially a cab, it's true because it contains some good stuff that, you know, yeah, okay, I can handle that. But it's the way she put it. She didn't come out and say red wine. She didn't come out. She just said, and some alcohols, which can give benefits. Nah. Then she says, quote, you can get a ton of fiber and phytonutrients in veggies for sure. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, Jillian. Tons of phytonutrients and tons of fiber. That's the reason that we use net carbs, is because of the fiber that is in those vegetables. And the phytonutrients, we're eating all those pretty colored vegetables, like all those beautiful peppers that I put in the stir-fry casserole last night, so that we get our phytonutrients. Oh, she's killing me. Then she says, quote, Keto doesn't attribute calorie restriction. When we eat constantly and eat a lot, we are literally oxidizing and aging our bodies. Well, let's address that. Do we talk about calorie restriction? Not a lot, because we don't have to. Hey, Brianna, honey. Guys, she's going to the doctor this week and going to find out when they're going to do the C-section. So, my little baby's going to be here really soon. But, okay, we don't have to have calorie restriction because it naturally occurs when we intermittent fast, which naturally occurs when you become fat adapted. Many of you have already experienced that because in the last few weeks, you have started to become fat adapted. You have started to experience this, whoa, I'm just not hungry at all. How in the world am I supposed to eat? Do I force myself to eat, Melissa? I've gotten these messages over and over and over again in the past couple of weeks. Well, here's the thing. When it comes to calories, many people on keto actually have to sit down and figure out how to make sure they eat enough calories to reach their BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories you need to consume to keep your vital functions going. Your kidneys, your respiratory drive, your heart, your brain, all those things. You must eat to your BMR. And the truth is that most people on the ketogenic lifestyle have to really kind of work to get enough calories to meet that because we're just not hungry. Now, do we tell you, don't you dare eat more than this many calories? No. When I do a meal plan for you, do I give you a daily caloric intake? Yes, I do. I give you a goal. I'll tell you what your BMR is. I'll tell you what your TDEE is, which is your total daily energy expenditure, which is what is calculated by your body mass, your age, your height, your weight, and about what it would take to maintain the weight that you're at. Okay, that's your TDEE. Then somewhere in between there is your daily caloric intake goal. I usually set it a little above half just because that's a starter. That's where we start at. But within a week, I've got everybody that I've sent a meal plan to saying, what do I do if I don't want to eat? So do we attribute caloric restriction? Nope, we sure don't. Do we, quote, eat constantly and eat a lot? Hey, Tabitha, I am so sorry. Tabitha, how you doing, hon? I talk all over myself sometimes. We do not constantly eat. In fact, most people who are fat adapted eat within a 4 to 6 hour window. Naturally. We fast for 18 to 20 hours a day. So just not understanding something does not give you should not get on a public forum, especially as well known as she is, and say the things that she's saying. In her little blog, she actually came out and said, I'm brave enough to stand up against the keto community and all that they're going to say. Well, number one, we're not bullies. We're not. In fact, the majority of us are pretty chill because ketosis tends to level out your hormones and make you kind of, it helps the mood. We're pretty chill folks. And it just makes us sound like bullies. That just bothers me. And then the other one that really bothered me. The keto diet, and this is quoted, the keto diet does not address what types of proteins and fats are ideal, and this is essential. That is an outright lie. Because we, as coaches, are very adamant about telling people to get grass-fed butter, grass-fed beef, pastured eggs, if any way possible. If you can't afford all that, if you can't afford the more expensive stuff, okay, at least eating the best that you can is getting you away from the carb crap that you were on before, or the garbage, as Jimmy Moore touted it at one time. It bothers me that she's just outright lying. She does not, in any way, form, or fashion, attempt to understand this way of life or this lifestyle or how it works or the science behind it before saying things that make no sense. Okay? She also says current research shows that high-fat diets are shredding our telomeres. Now, what I want to know is, does she actually know what telomeres are and how they function? Because I spent several hours today in a Twixt working, studying telomeres to find out about telomeres. I read several studies on telomeres and telomere function and what causes telomeres to shorten and lengthen. And guess what? Telomeres can and do increase in length by a natural enzyme in the human body called telomerase. Less than 1% of the body's human cells have telomerase, and these include the white blood cells and stem cells. The thing is, there's been a blue million studies done on telomeres for blue million years, and none of them can show how the diet affects telomeres. None of them. Because the only way to measure the length of telomeres is through white blood cells or stem cells. White blood cells, you can draw just a regular blood sample, you can measure there, but those change constantly, because what a telomere is the cap on a chromosome, and they shorten each and every time a cell divides, which is what cells do, and it's a naturally occurring process. So it just kind of concerns me that that's her big word when she just don't have a clue what any of it means. She refers to the keto diet as a high-fat, high-protein diet. Number one, we are not a high-protein diet. We are a moderate protein diet. Every single person is different. Every single person will tolerate a different amount of protein. I can tell you where to start, and that's what we do with your macros calculation. That's where we start. But then we tweak 50,000 times to find your sweet spot. Every person's different, but it is definitely not a high-protein diet unless you are doing a carnivore keto subset. And then, yes, they do eat high protein. But before getting there, you're doing a regular keto diet, and that is a moderate protein diet. Then she goes on to say, this is her conclusion, don't overeat. Women should eat between around 1,200 calories and men 1,600 calories. Well, guess what? That's about what we recommend too. I mean, we individualize it to each person depending on their height, weight, gender, their activity level, that kind of thing. But about the same. No processed grains or processed sugars. That sounds really familiar, doesn't it? Certainly does. Balanced meals every 4 hours. Excuse me? No. We don't do that. Hey, Josie. Instead, we eat when hungry, to satiety, and we eat good quality food. Ha! I'm glad you're at work. I wish you were here with me where I don't. I love you, Josie, but I don't. I've worked my 10 hours today. Honey, she needs about 3 teaspoons of friggin' calm tea. Ooh. I am so sorry. Oops, I didn't mean to say that. But she does. Bless her. her tone, even in her writing, her tone is horrendous. Hey, Lisa. I want to work with you again too, Josie. I would love to work with you. Unfortunately, in my job now, I don't have CNAs, and that was one of my favorite things. Well, hey, Brad. What's up? That's Josie's little brother. And then she says, you should have a 12 to 16 hour fast between dinner and breakfast. Continues to say, we have high fat, high protein, high calorie, high saturated fat. Well, here's the thing. We naturally do a 12 to 16 hour fast. Hey, Whitney. And then, this is what is so hilarious, coming from Jillian Michaels. This is her, on her page, she says, work out 2 hours a week, which is 5 20-minute workouts or 4 30-minute workouts in a week with a maximum of 6 hours. Did any of y'all watch The Biggest Loser? Because in The Biggest Loser, they were working them people 8 to 10 hours a day and screaming at them if they couldn't keep up. And 95% of those folks gained every pound they had back. In fact, several of them have had to have surgery since then. It's pretty bad. And then, of course, at the bottom of the page, there's an advertisement for her fitness plan so that you can give her money to give you wrong information. It just absolutely tore me up today. It did. And that's, I wasted. I can't get them hours back. Because the truth of it is, we do absolutely everything that she puts at the end there that we should be doing. And on top of it, we benefit our bodies by finding a balance. Okay, the ketogenic lifestyle provides a balance that our bodies crave. It allows your body to revert to your ancestral nutrition, which in turn allows your cells to do what they have to do. Josie, I help everybody who asks. Everybody who asks, honey. You let me know when you're ready to start, and I'll tell you how to get started with it, and I'll send you an email, and I can invoice you in your email for your meal plan and your startup, and you can get a Sassy starter kit, and then you've got me. And I answer emails and post, and you can join this. We're doing a transparency challenge right now. We're going into our 3rd week right now. But for this entire month of January, I'm doing a live every single night. I'm being completely transparent this month, sharing everything I eat, everything I do, all of my activity, and helping as many people as I can in these 31 days to get their health back on track. We had a ton of people start January 1st. Then we had a pretty good group start last Monday. So today's their 1 week anniversary, or their 1 week keto-versary. Yay! To everybody that started last Monday. Everybody else, you'll get your 2 week keto-versary tomorrow. Woohoo! And with that, I've been doing a giveaway each week on Sundays because I do my meal prep live on Sunday evenings. And I do a giveaway each week. The first week, Lisa Wall won a Sassy Keto Nurse tumbler and a ton of just keto goodies. She got electrolytes and coconut flour and almond flour, and she got some, what else did she get? She got some True Lemon and some True Lime, and she got a Sassy Keto Nurse pen. Aren't they cute? And she got a couple other things, I believe. And then yesterday, Brittany Ellison won a brand new Hamilton Beach immersion blender. And I delivered that to her tonight. And the pictures of both of them are on the page. So, yeah, jump right in. I'm happy to help. Now today, we've had a bunch of check-ins today, and everybody seems to be doing really good, and everybody, y'all are doing so awesome at listening to your body. I've noticed today, I feel like myself again. I really do. I have had more energy today. I haven't felt any inflammation in my hands or my feet or my gut in almost a week. My ketones are starting to rise and get back to where they need to be. My blood sugar has been perfect. My blood sugar, I'm super happy with my blood sugar. Anytime it's below 90, I'm happy. So my blood sugar I'm happy with. I just want to get those ketones up just a little higher. And I'm sure that there's some things that I'm missing. Well, Carly, you didn't miss a whole lot. Mostly just my rant on Jillian Michaels' blog today. So it wasn't a whole lot. Just pointing out the fact that she's just wrong. Now, I have, and I mentioned last night, and I have further considered it. I believe that at the end of January, starting in February, I believe I am going to open up a new subset to Sassy Keto Nurse, which will be a Patreon group. It will be a subscription group. It won't be much. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided yet exactly what it's going to entail. I haven't decided exactly what the subscription will be. But I do know that I will be doing lives on that probably 3 days a week. And it will probably include some extras, some extra help and extra insights and that kind of thing. But I haven't decided what yet, because this has just come up. And it's just been a thought the last few days. So I was talking with Brittany tonight, and she said she was going to post on the page when she gets home. But she was telling me how she doesn't do keto for weight loss. She doesn't need to lose weight. But she has some health conditions that, I know they are. The keto community has definitely come out in hordes to let her know just how wrong she is. But she's doing it for health reasons. And she told me that okay, Josie, go take care of them folks. And so, where was I at? What was I saying? I just completely lost me. Oh, she's doing it for health reasons. And she has noticed, because before, she admittedly tells me that she was very dirty keto, and she even had cheat days and that kind of thing. And since she went clean keto January 1st and really kicked it into gear, she said, I can tell such a difference. She said, I just feel even keeled. Everything's so much better. My moods are better. I just feel different. And that's the way it works, y'all. That post I put up, I know it looked silly. I know it was funny, and I think it was meant to be hilarious. But the one that said keto is like a marriage. You can't cheat on it and expect it to last, expect it to work. It's the truth. You cheat on keto, you're going to feel like crud. Jennifer Littrell, she made a comment today on hers that, she was feeling it today, and she could really tell. Pam Sharp and her friend from Florida, Illinois, made a comment on one of the Sassy Keto Nurse posts. Wasn't even in the transparency group. It was in the Sassy Keto Nurse, and they were super transparent there, and they were like, you know what? I didn't do everything I needed to do yesterday, and I kind of dropped the ball, and boy, I can really feel it today. It's the truth. The thing is that respect your body, respect yourself, put yourself first. This is so easy for you. I don't do a reset. All I do, we keep our carbs below 20, moderate protein to your tolerance, and I can figure that for you, or you can figure it yourself. I have a YouTube video that's called Macro Calculations, and you can figure it up yourself to your protein tolerance, and then you eat fat grams to meet your BMR or higher. And that's pretty much it. Down to 126 pounds gone since April of 2015. Way to go, Carla. Way to go. Right there is a keto success story, y'all. And the thing is that these are the stories that I think that's what I got caught up in today on the Jillian Michaels thing. Because when it showed up in my timeline, it was on Facebook. And like the first 30 posts, the first 30 comments on her post were Ketonians posting their progress photos, their befores and afters, and their stories. And you read these stories and how people have changed their lives. I look back, I was on 3 medications. I was close to being on 4 and real close to being on insulin. And in a matter of 6 months, I was off of every medication I was on. Now, I didn't lose. I've lost right at 82 pounds. I've gone up and down a little here and there. And that's something I want y'all to remember too. The human body can fluctuate in weight up to 5 pounds a day. Now, yes, I'm weighing every day just because of I promise to be completely translucent. Woo! I'm see-through, y'all. Transparent is what I was going for. I promise to be completely transparent and to share everything, and so I am. And it's very frustrating. Because when you weigh yourself every single day, you see every tiny fluctuation. And right now I'm sharing those fluctuations with everybody. And it's frustrating. When you do this, you don't even have to have a scale. You can just measure yourself. Just measure yourself. And if you ain't got a tape measure, use a piece of yarn. Measure yourself, label it. Stick it on the wall. In a week's time, 2 weeks' time, I usually only measure myself once a month, but I'm doing it once a week during this challenge. I usually measure myself once a month, and I do write all mine down. I posted a template that you can print out to do your measurements if you'd like. But I just write them in a notebook. I have my little book that I write everything in. And if you don't, then take a piece of yarn, wrap it around your neck, match it up, cut it. Stick it with a tack and have a little piece of paper behind it that says neck. Okay? With the date. Stick it on the wall. Stick it in the, the stairway where nobody's going to see it. Stick it in the back of a closet, whatever, and do all of your measurements. And then the next month you go back and do it again, and you don't have to have a tape measure. You can just hang them next to each other and say, oh, look at there. I lost this much here. I lost this much here. I lost that much over here. Because in that first week, I think it was, I lost 2 inches in my chest. Whoo! That was a heck of a loss. I never thought that I lost my weight in my chest first, but I did. And it's just eye-opening. Don't be the slave to a scale. Because that can be frustrating, and that's going to raise your cortisol levels. And that's, today I was just fussing at Jillian Michaels the whole time I was doing all that. I was like, you've got my cortisol levels sky high. You're messing up my fat burning. Woman, I'm in the middle of a fast. And which I wasn't at that point, but I was, but I didn't do it long. Today I drank my coffee between 8 and 8:30. So all my coffee was gone when I got to work, and then I just started drinking water. And I drank water all day long, and I ate 2 of my tuna melt muffins. Yeah. That's the way to do it, Carla. And what does your kidney doctor have to say about your progress? Is your kidney doctor upset? Have you told him that you're keto, or do you just tell him that you have been following a low-carb diet? Because that's one of the big arguments, is that, the protein in keto causes you to have problems with your kidneys and all that kind of thing. And the truth is, if you're just doing protein to tolerance, then it won't cause kidney problems. In fact, it helps heal the kidneys. That's been proven. So today, y'all have to know, after I read her mess, and I was like, you know, she has no science to back this up, although she comes out and says, quote, current research, but she doesn't cite any research. She doesn't cite any articles. She doesn't cite any journals. She doesn't cite anything. And so I thought that I'd help her. Kindly, I wasn't rude. It was nice. I just was kind enough to share probably about 40 different links, one comment at a time, to open some eyes. And those links were to telomere length, the ketogenic diet and kidney function, the ketogenic diet and cardiac function, the ketogenic diet and neurology, the ketogenic diet and the benefits it's seen in Alzheimer's. I just shared as, you know, nice people do. That is the thing, Jennifer. And that is why I got so upset, and that's why I'm doing my rebuttal, and that's why I'm doing these posts, is because I don't want people who are just starting out, who are just starting to learn, who are hungry for knowledge, to see this super well-known name popping up and saying, this is dangerous. I mean, her exact words were, this diet is downright dangerous. That's just a lie. And, hey, Marie. And the thing is no, most people are not going to get on PubMed and read medical journals, because they're not fun to read. Just going to tell you the truth there. And studies are even harder to read because they have words that are about that long. And it's real easy to just say, well, I'll just run to the conclusion and read that. But if you do, then you miss the science of it. And so I have spent the last 18 months reading hundreds of these studies and these journal articles. And it just upsets me so much that someone that could have a great influence, and she could, why bash keto? Why not do the same thing that all these other companies have done? Haha, Slim Fast, Nutrisystem, I love them. And jump right on the keto bandwagon, learn about it, and teach it. Because she's already got 10 million followers. Why not teach them the right way? And I'll tell you why. Because then she has to go back and say she was wrong. And I can guarantee you Jigga Michaels is never going to do that. And that, congratulations. Being stable and improved slightly, that's a whole lot better than being in the situation you were in 3.5 years ago. So they still consider you stage 3. Were you stage 4 when you started and you've improved to a stage 3? I'll put you on my prayer list, sister. Because that is, I'm writing you down right here so that I can put you on my prayer list. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I believe in prayer. Yes, I have a video on my YouTube channel on intermittent fasting. And it's intermittent, not intermediate. It's INTERMITTENT. And the thing is that Jennifer, I have to say that you've done better than I did, because I didn't do any research before the day I walked into that 2030 meeting. I left that 2030 meeting that evening, and I spent 2 days, 2 solid days on this computer like I was studying for my state boards, and just found everything that I could find and read everything I could read. I started out watching some YouTube videos, and I realized real quick that those could go from one extreme to another. So I said, I want to see the science behind it. I don't want to hear opinions. I want to see the science. And so I sat and I read medical journals and studies, and granted, those go from here to yon too. I mean, there are people that have a tough time on keto. Type 1 diabetics, they have to have more protein, and they have to watch their blood sugar very carefully when they are on keto. But keto can improve their quality of life so much. I'm not going to say that a type 1 diabetic is going to be healed, because you're not. That's how you was born. Your pancreas does not work the way it's supposed to. It does not produce insulin, and therefore you're going to have insulin. That's something that's never going to change. But you can improve the quality of your life and lower the amount of insulin that you have to have by paying closer attention to what you eat. And it is so much, Jennifer, an individual journey. It is so much about every single person finding that sweet spot. When you order a Sassy starter kit from me, what you get in that Sassy starter kit is you get your macros calculation, and you get a 4-option meal plan. That 4-option meal plan, those 4 options add up to meet your macros. Okay? They will meet your macros to the extent that it will keep you within where you need to be for a day. Now, also included in that Sassy starter kit is a big old long section that's like a 1.5 pages long that you have to read, and a lot of people skip it. And in that section is where I explain the electrolytes, I explain movement, I explain all those things that you need to know, tips and tricks. Then I include a grocery list for your specific plan and all the recipes that you need to complete said plan. I have never told anybody no when they've emailed me or asked me a question. The ones that have had meal plans done or who have been doing this way of life for a little bit, I do have what is called a macros evaluation, which is different than the macros calculation. The calculation is just figuring out what your macros would be. That's only $10. The meal plan, the 4-option meal plan, is $15, and I don't really do those separate unless you already have one. If you've already done a Sassy starter kit and you contact me 2 or 3 weeks later and you're like, I'm kind of tired of this stuff, can I get another one? Then I'll do you another one for $15 and change it up so that you got some more options. But usually by the time somebody gets through their Sassy starter kit and they've kind of been watching the videos and digging through the website and watching the lives and that kind of thing, they're to a point where they can say, oh, okay, I think I can figure this thing out. And they start realizing what they can tolerate. They realize what they can eat and get by with. You know what I'm saying? So I've only had a few that I've done subsequent meal plans for. But then there is the macros evaluation. Now, if you've been doing this for a few months or longer and you're having trouble and you're not seeing the success that you want to see, you can contact me. You can order a macros evaluation, and what that requires is 2 weeks of food journals and activity journals. I want to see 2 weeks of what you've eaten, what you have drank, how you've, do you walk or do you just go to work? Are you sedentary? That kind of thing. 2 weeks worth. And you're going to give me 72 hours so that I can sit down and dig into it and figure out why it is that it's not working for you. And then we're going to reevaluate, and we'll probably have either a face-to-face on FaceTime or Skype or something of that nature. We could always download Zoom and do it on Zoom or something. Or we'll just talk on the telephone. I don't care. But that one is $20 because it does take me a bit of time to dig in and figure it out. Nursing sister. And this lifestyle can completely change your life. Absolutely. But yes, you will continue to be on my prayer list because that's a rough life. That is a rough life. I don't know what you use for your vitamin D, but I would highly recommend the vitamin D and K2 drops on Amazon. Let me pull them up here so I can tell you exactly what they are. My D was in the pooper, and I started using these vitamin D drops, and 3 months later when I had my reevaluation, I was almost within normal limits. It'll probably take me another several months to get into normal. Well, oh, there they are. They are from SBR Nutrition, vitamin D3 plus K2. It's 1 fluid ounce, but you don't do but 1 drop a day. So I put mine in one of my drinks, whatever drink I'm having. Like today I did it in one of my waters. And I'm almost out. I'm going to have to reorder. But it's only $17. And 1 ounce, y'all, will last a long time. I've had that for, almost 6 months? So, I mean, it's well worth it. And you can definitely tell a difference. You can definitely tell a difference. But I really do like the SBR Nutrition stuff. And I was telling Brittany earlier today that the Lugol's is also for iron, or not iron, excuse me, but iodine. That the Lugol's drops that Dr. Berry recommends are very good. I could definitely tell a difference within just a couple of weeks of using the Lugol's, that it was making a difference for me. So that's pretty much everything I've got tonight, y'all. No, and the thing is that vitamin D pills, the vitamin D supplements that you just buy over the counter, they don't absorb at all. I tried doing those for like a year, and I was taking them religiously and wasn't bumping my numbers at all. I mean, I just continued to drop, to be honest, and so I got the drops. With no thyroid, Becky, you definitely want to be doing some of the Lugol's iodine. It will definitely help, because the iodine helps to regulate Awesome. Yeah, the D3 is much better than the D2. And the the sublingual drops, they just absorb better. Drops are always going to absorb better. And, you know, you can get some D in foods, but not much. So D is all about sunlight. And Becky, it's called Lugol's iodine drops. You'll have to go to a health food store, most likely, to get those. Or go online. It's Lugalls, I believe. You have a good night, Jennifer. I hope you have a good day at school tomorrow. All right, y'all, we got 10 minutes. What y'all want to discuss? I'm happy to discuss whatever. I'm looking to see if anybody else has posted lately. Oh, and by the way, y'all, Lisa Wall is posting something that she had on her timeline. It is a post of the foods that her and her daughter have been eating this. Y'all, you better jump over there and look at it when you get off here, because there's some good stuff in there. Good stuff. It looked really good. And, oh, that's my other thing. Y'all, we're at 390 members on Sassy Keto Nurse, friends. We are 10 away. 10 away from 400. Invite your friends. Welcome, Claudia Linton Arbo. She just joined Sassy Keto Nurse, friends. I doubt she's on here. She's gone from an A1C of 12 to a 5.3. Glory be to God. Well, we've only got 2 people left, so I'm thinking that it's time to go. You guys, it has been good talking to y'all tonight. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Post on some Lugol's. Let me see if I can find it so I can tell you what it is. I won't leave until I help you out here. It's Lugol's iodine. And you can get it, J. Crow's Lugol's solution of iodine 2%, 2 ounce. Yep. For $13.95 on Prime. Well, I need to start getting it on there. Because I think I paid right at $16 or $17 for it out here at the health food store. You're welcome, honey. Anything I can do to help if I can. And my final disclaimer, on here I am just your ketogenic lifestyle coach. I am not your nurse. So any medical advice that I might hand out is just from a friend. It is not from your nurse. Make sure that if you have any medical conditions that you okay it with your physicians first. Okie doke. Y'all have a wonderful night. I love y'all to death. Can't wait to hug everybody's neck as possible. Y'all, order your tickets to go to the ADAPT conferences. I want to take people. I want to walk in there with a showing. Anybody that's up around Tennessee or close to Tennessee, I'm driving 4.5 hours up to Tennessee. We get to meet Ken Berry and Nisha Berry and Dr. Eric Westman. Come on, y'all, February 9th. We will be leaving on February 8th and going up there because it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I want everybody to go with me. I've already bought my ticket. Have you bought yours? Everybody get your ticket. Love y'all. Good night. Sassy Keto Nurse signing off.